Good morning and Happy New Year, guys. I have been just in a wonderful space of just reflection and kind of centering on these days leading up to our new year that we now sit in, that we have all been like, please, Jesus, come quickly, 2021. Because we have such high hopes for you, 2021. Because 2020, oh, it was a doozy. It taught us all a whole bunch of stuff. Because 2020, she came to teach. She was the professor. That's what 2020 is in my mind. I'm like, yes, Professor 2020, I hear you. She taught me so much about myself, so much about people, so much about my path, my journey that I'm on. She made me think about this story. Years ago, after I had gotten out of law school and I had taught for 2 years at the boarding school that I first attended in the United States of America, they were kind enough to give me a job after law school, though I had no particular skills or ability, really. And it was an awesome 2 years of building in my life. And that's when I learned that I was an incredibly creative person. I needed to have creative outlets. I needed to write. I needed to speak. I needed to draw. I needed to paint, carve. I needed to create. And I was really into writing poetry at that time, really spoken word poetry. And I was actually pretty kind of good at it. It just, the words came to me, and how they came out, honestly, it fed my soul. So that's how I knew. I was like, man, this is good. I'm being encouraged by these words. I'd gone home. It was either Christmas or spring break. And my mom was working Port Lucaya Square, I should say. Good morning. Happy New Year. And she was my mother was a clown, a professional clown. That's how she paid for me to go to school and helped me pay my rent. By the way, I remember one time sharing that information in front of a group of people. And I was saying, yeah, my mom's a professional clown. And everybody started laughing. And I remember feeling like, well, I don't find it funny. I don't find it funny for people to do whatever they need to do to take care of their families. And it hurt me. Which brings me to my point. This particular day, I went out with my mother in the square, and I was just helping her, painting faces, putting on tattoos, divvying up little toys for the kids. Whatever it was, I was there to help my mom. And, that's where the tourists come and visit. And there was this Black American tourist guy who came up and he started talking to me. And he was much older than me. And it wasn't an instance where he was trying to talk to me and be like, hey, what's your name? It was like an uncle who just came up and he just started talking to me and asking me questions. And before I know it, I'm performing a spoken word piece for him, and it was just an amazing time. And he's back and forth, and he's like in it, and I'm doing it, and it was just this perfect church call and response. It was just perfect. Let the church say amen, amen. Like, it was just this perfect back and forth. And at the end of it, I said to him, why did you come over to me? Why did you start talking to me? Out of all these people, there are hundreds of people in the square having fun, drinking Heinekens and Clicks. Why would you come over to me? And he said to me, because cats know cats. And I was like, what? He said years ago, when he was from DC, years ago, he was walking across the street. And there was this musician. He was a jazz musician. And this jazz musician was a big deal. And he's walking across the street. He recognizes him. And the jazz musician stops and says, hey, I see you. And he keeps going. And he thought, oh my God, he said something to me. And he turns around to the older man, the older jazz musician. He says, hey, thank you for saying hey to me. And the old man looked at him and said, cats, no cats. So that's what 2020 has told me. Cats, no cats. We know our people. Oh my goodness. If a year has not taught you who your people are, so that you see them, you're like, oh, cats, no cats. I don't know what year can do it better. So as I look at 2021, what I'm encouraged by is that cats know cats. I know my people know me. And there's no way that we're going to get anywhere without being together and doing together. So 2021 is going to surprise us, y'all. She has a whole lot up her sleeve that we can't even anticipate. But what we do know is we are those who can have the unconventional, the irrational, the harsh and brutal come at her 1,000 miles, and we can yet stand. That's what the professor taught us. So you guys, have a beautiful day. And remember, cats no cats.